Hi, today I want to show you how to farm ability chunks in Splatoon 2. This is something that I recently found out after starting to play, and it's a very long process, but I think in the end it'll be worth it. I really haven't finished my own gear, so I'm still in the process of collecting. What you need to do is essentially run a shitload of Salmon Runs, which is over here, every day or every few days, and you can check this in your menu. You can do the Salmon Run, which is basically a run against a horde and a few bosses, and in the end you'll get some rewards. So based on how well you do and how many eggs you collect in this mode, you can get a different set of rewards. So I've been playing for about 2 hours on professional mode, which will give you about anywhere between 50 and 200 eggs per run if you succeed or only wipe on the third wave. This is really the fastest way to collect money, because the money from turf wars, you get a few K for each round, and I guess that's nice, but Salmon Run can give you a lot. They can give you random drops, because each, I can go in here and show you. Let me just load it up. Messages, internet. So what you can see here is at the bottom you see the meter, and every few hundred points, and in the beginning it's less, you get a reward. The helmet means you get a 3-slot helmet, as you can see on the top left, and the capsules are either drinks, ability chunks, or just plain money. And once you play more and more, you unlock more of these things. And once you do, you can go outside. I'm not going to do a whole Salmon Run, it's going to be too long, and I'm probably going to wipe with a bunch of G and K people or something. So what I'm going to show you is the rewards that I got lined up. Now I got 85k, and so hopefully after this I will have a lot more. You can get, if you get a cash drop, which I think is the yellow capsule, you can get between 4 and 32k, and duplicate gear will give you 4k. And so that's a decent amount of income. Alright, let's get the bonus out. So that's a 4k times 4 and a 16k. That's tickets for EXP, 2 ability chunks for, I think, main ink saver for the main weapon, so that's actually something that I'm looking for, so it's very good. And a helmet that I already have. So then I have to check, is the bonus worth it, like the main bonus, or not? And I already have a pretty sweet one, so I don't think so. Well, let's see. Okay, cold-blooded. I don't really care about that, so you can either choose to keep the new gear or swap it out for cash, for K. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And here's my second round of rewards, which is another ticket, and another helmet, and another shirt. So let's see, bomb defense up, not interested. And another bomb defense, not interested. Okay. Thank God I don't do the Pearl Marina show every time now. So once you get these tickets, which can be rare, but just play a lot of Salmon Run, you can go to the drink menu by pressing X, because these are just cash and experience doublers. As you can see, I got a bunch of tickets related to that. The green arrows are the experience double and the cash double. But I don't really care about that, because the leveling, you'll do leveling, but gathering all the chunks is just a piece of work. So once you get to the drinks, you can see I have a few of these drinks. So when I drink this one, I'll be able to do 20 rounds of turf war or ranked or any online mode that will level my gear. Each round out of these 20 will level my gear faster, and when it rolls a slot, it'll have a higher chance of getting special server in this case. which is nice. Some of them I don't really care about, but this one, of course, I get 2 drinks. Swim speed is nice. Run speed is also nice. Cold-blooded, yeah, don't really care. So I've already used a few good ones like Ink Charge and Mainsaver. So that's what you'll want to drink. And as you can see in the top right corner, I still have some Ink Recovery Up potions or drinks left. So 3 more rounds and then I get to fill my clothes, hopefully. So if within these 3 rounds I get one of those slots unlocked, it'll have a higher chance of getting the thing that you drank earlier. And so when you get a shirt full of stuff, then you want to go over to this guy, merch, and if you've just done the Splatfests, then you can also increase your slots. So if you have something with a really good main ability, but it only has 2 slots, I personally wouldn't even go for the 1 slot because it'll just cost too much. You can choose to expand the amount of slots that it has. I'm already wearing 3 slot gear because I'm just farming the slots. And basically what you can do when you have all of your slots filled up is you can scrub them, and here you can see this one is not able because there's nothing on it. The main abilities cannot be scrubbed, they'll always stay. But these ones, these are 2 good ones. Just 1 good one. I hope it'll really roll something else because it's quite pricey. Normally when you scrub something, like shoes, just select it, and then it'll cost you 20k, and those 2 will each become an ability chunk. Now, I'm not going to do it until I have a 3rd slot. When the Splatfest is around, or when it has been around, and you haven't been farming, that's really too bad because the shirt will only cost 2k instead of 20k to scrub. So the best tactic then is to just get your first slot on the shirt because it costs the least amount of experience. You can check here what it costs. For the first slot it's 4k, and here it's already 12k for the 3rd slot. So you always want to go, if you have a shirt that comes off cheap with a 2k investment, just farm the first slot, which means that every 2 turf wars you're going to have to be running back to this guy and scrubbing it, but it's really worth it if you want all that gear, because a perfect piece of gear will cost you 60 chunks. If you want to put 1 skill on all 3 slots, then it'll cost you 60. You can be a bit more economical and put, like, let's say you want 3 swim speeds on your whole set, you can put 1 on each, and you can do that with your next skills, and then they'll all cost 10 per slot, so then 30 per outfit for each skill, which is cheaper, but then you lose the versatility. So if you ever want to switch out your swim speed shirt for an ink recovery shirt, yeah, you're just going to be swapping little percentages of everything, which is not really, I don't really prefer that, but okay. Anyways, afterwards you can use them, and that means you can select an empty or sort of empty piece of equipment and select which thing that you want on there. So this is what I was able to farm during the Splatfest. Didn't really farm anything outside anymore. So right now I can put the ink saver on there, and I could put the ink recovery and also the special charge up, and then my shirt would be filled with these 3 skills. Now, to make it a lot better, I'm gonna need 60 of each, because I'm not gonna waste my chunks on making imperfect gear. I really want to take it perfect, but it'll take probably many weeks. And different types of gear are going to be used for different kind of modes. Turf War or Rainmaker will require something else entirely. I think that covers right about it. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, so when you're doing your runs, just make sure you got enough money. If you have 3 pieces of 3-slot gear, which is the best way to farm, you do not want to spend 20k on 1-slot gear because it's just a waste, and 3 chunks will cost you 60k, which is, you know, it's crazy. So right now I have almost 130k, which means I can do 1 full run of clothes and still have enough left over for my next, so I can do about 18 chunks off this amount of money, which is pretty good. And yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to do. Of course, you can choose to do the 20k scrub a lot earlier. If you're, it's faster to obviously scrub the first slot over and over, but you'll have to have the money for it. And Salmon Run will net you about 50k per 2 hours, I'd say, on average. I've done more Salmon Run in this game than actual turf waring and stuff. I've only been doing that really actively since the ketchup stuff and the mayo. And yeah, so figure out what works for you. And oh yeah, one last thing with this guy, I almost forgot. You can also re-roll all of your slots, so then if you have a piece of gear which has 3 skills which are kind of useful, but they're on the wrong piece of gear because you really want to put that swim speed on your boots that already have swim speed, you can use a snail to re-roll all the slots, which means that the 3 existing slots will become chunks. So essentially it'll void your 20k price, and all the slots will be re-rolled to a random set of skills. So it means you could get absolute garbage or something good, but it's still not going to be in the right gear. You can scrub that off too, and basically get 6 skills to divide for the price of 20k and a snail. Personally, I'm going to use all the snails that I can get for slot increases until I have all the perfect gear slotted to 3. The chunks don't really... filling up all the chunks to 3 on select gear doesn't really have my interest right now. Using just some random stuff with a good main and some random subs is pretty decent when you're just starting out. But before I start getting into serious ranked, I'm just going to practice more motion control. As you can see, I'm doing the controller thing now because I'm talking and focusing on the screen. So yeah, that's about it. I hope it was helpful, and see you later.